Well, hello and welcome to Knife Delights, coming to you from the observation deck. Not often do I get to bring you a video where I get to tell you I've got kind of one of my, ooh, hear that pheasant rooster? Yeah, beautiful, beautiful noises in the background here. But anyway, it's not often I get to show you a, quote, grail knife, or a knife that I've been wanting to have for a long time. And here it is, folks, the Buck 401 Kalinga. This one was made in 1988, which was the last year of their normal production run. Now they did come out with some special editions later, but this is the last of their actual production run of them. So we're going to go back to the Knife Delights International Recording Studio, and we're going to go over the history of this knife and take a little more in-depth look. So we'll see you in just a minute. Here we have the Kalinga in its original presentation box, brown cardboard here. We got buck knives and Kalinga here. And we take the lid off, and this is what you would find inside. You got your knife and your sheath, and of course, we got some paperwork. Now, before I start the actual review here, I think we need to go over the history of this just a little bit. And so I'll put up a slide here. I've got a couple of quotes. Now, the first one is from Joe Hauser, and he was the director of quality at Buck Knives. He worked at Buck for a long, long time. Very knowledgeable man. The Kalinga came out in 1970, as far as we can tell. It was discontinued in 1988. During that time, we made about 60,000 of them. The earliest ones will have micarta handles. Mostly black micarta, although there are some red out there. And again, that was Joe Hauser. And next up, we got a quote from C.J. Buck. Now, C.J. is the fourth generation from Buck Knives, and he talks about the Kalinga Model 401 was designed by my uncle Frank D. Buck. He was my father's youngest brother, and he passed away in 1974. His tastes were very flamboyant, and while we made them, the Kalinga was one of the most difficult knives to mass produce. My grandfather, Al, thought another knife without such an aggressive sweeping blade was necessary for the line and designed the Akanua, Model 402. My grandfather's favorite knife was the Kalinga, and he named his boat after that knife. We also made a Kalinga with a mastodon ivory handles and engraved with Al's birth date and the date of his death, and sat it in his coffin for his viewing. That knife is in our display in our main hallway to this day. I have had bikers tell me that they like the knife for its aggressive look and feel. I have had hunters tell me that the skinning sweep on the blade made it their favorite work knife. To each his own. I just know it's a beautiful knife. So, the paperwork that comes with it here, it describes what Kalinga is. It was an ancient symbol of authority of the Watusi tribesmen of Africa. And I'll just hold this up here for just a couple seconds. And if you'd like to pause and read this, well, you certainly can. But we can see in this, the knife measures 10 inches overall with a 5-inch blade. So we'll take the knife out now, and let's take a good look at it. So as it says, it's 10 inches overall. Right there, we got it. And we got a 5-inch blade on it. And this is kind of like the Persian style blade, or the great upswept to it. It's got a lot of fat belly here. Excellent for skinning. And we do have a swedge on each end of it. We move down here. We can see the brass guard and the brass rivets. And I don't know with this version if this is the rosewood or what this handle material is. I'm thinking it's probably rosewood, but I don't know for sure. I need to do some more checking. But as you can see, we have got us a full tang here. And look at that nice, thick blade. So, 3 rivets here. It fits very well in the hand. We've got these gentle finger grooves here, so you can really get a really good purchase on that. Now, it does have the finger choil up here, so if you want to get up and get a little closer there, makes it easier for pinching your knife if you want to use it in that manner. Now, as as I stated earlier, they stopped making these in 1988. And when we look at that date symbol down there, we can see that that's the 1988 date symbol. So this would have been the last year of production. Now we can pull the sheath out here, and it is just, well, we'll take a look. There's the bottom of the presentation box. But as you can see, this is a heavy-duty sheath. Look at that welt in there. Very nice and thick. And the sheath is riveted. It's not sewn. And you've got the brass buck snap on there. And as with a lot of the buck knives, and I don't know when they started doing this, but it does have the plastic insert in there. And one of the nice things about that plastic insert is, well, as you're drawing the knife in and out, you don't cut the inside of your sheath, but it helps keep the form on the sheath. And then your belt loop in the back. So beautiful brown leather sheath right here. Now, just to finish up with this first production run of the Kalinga, we'll talk blade steel here real quick. Now, the information that I have found that Buck, their standard blade steel before 1981 was 440C, and from 81 to 93 they used 425M. So I am assuming that this is 425M. And from 1993 until present, their standard blade steel is a 420HC. And once again, before we switch over to a more modern second production run, if you will, you'll see the differences in the sheath, particularly that instead of being riveted, why the sheath is stitched. So here's a picture I got off of Knife Center. You can see even the secondary run of them, or whenever they started making them again, they're even discontinued. But you can see again the standard steel was the 420HC in the second run of them, and it does say it's the rosewood diamond wood with the brass guard. And here's a picture of the sheath. And you can clearly see that the sheath is different. The sheath is stitched. It is a brown leather, but there is the buck stamp in the middle of the sheath, and the button is a little bit different there too. So, yep, there's quite a few changes, or some aesthetic changes to the sheath. Now, I do know, I don't remember how long ago it was, but Buck did come out with a special run, and it's kind of a special one, but they offered it in the 420HC stainless, or in the Space Age S30V steel. So there was some special runs on this knife. And here is a picture from Arizona Custom Knives, showing, looks like one of the original production runs because of the rivets in the sheath. And I think that's still available on their website, Arizona Custom Knives, and they've got a price of $295 on it. And once again, just another sample of some of Buck's special production runs of the Kalinga. Although it's been renumbered. It's the 408 Kalinga Pro, and this came out in 2024. And you can see it's got quite a hefty price on it. It's $450, but it did come in the S30V, and this one had the elk and ironwood handle. So what a beautiful knife. But you can see it doesn't have quite the same blade shape to it. And again, the model number is a 408 instead of a 401. Well, I sure hope you've enjoyed this review of this beautiful, beautiful knife. It means a lot to me. It's a knife that I've really been wanting to add to my buck knife collection for a long time. My last final thought is, I wear large to extra large gloves, so you can see I got plenty of handle there. So if you're someone with big beefy hands and you're looking for a big beefy Skinner knife, this nice upswept blade, why, it might interest you to search on eBay or other auction websites, or websites that specialize in the old discontinued knives that you may want to may want to invest in this. So until next time, have a very delightful day.